Okay, so just a quick lecture on Amazon MQ and to see where it fits into your architecture and in which cases we may want to use MQ over, I would say, SQS. So we look at the SQS and SNS, for example. They are cloud native services. Okay, that means that they are using proprietary protocols from AWS and they don't respect any traditional protocols for exchanging masses. But the traditional applications that run on premises may use some open protocols such as MQTT, MQP, Stomp, OpenWire, WSS, and these protocols are definitely not supported by SQS. So when you are migrating to the cloud, instead of re-engineering the entire application, re-architecting it to use SQS and SNS, you can leverage something like Amazon MQ. Why? Because Amazon MQ is managed active MQ and does support these protocols MQTT, AMQP, Stomp, OpenWire, and WSS. So it makes it possible for your application to be migrated to the cloud without changing the way they are exchanging the messages, and that can save you a lot of valuable times. So Amazon MQ is provisioned. It doesn't scale as much as SQS and SNS. It's not serverless. It runs on a dedicated machine and you can run it in high availability mode with failover if you wanted to. There is both the queue feature in Amazon MQ and so SQS, and also topic features, so SNS. But again, using their own their own open protocols, not just SQS and SNS, which are their own AWS only type of protocols. For Amazon MQ, what can you migrate from? So, well, if you have IBM MQ, TIBCO EMS, Rabbit MQ, or Apache Active MQ, they can all be migrated to Amazon MQ. Thanks to the compatibility in the protocols, this is a blog you can read on the AWS blog, which just shows that you can migrate from IBM WebSphere MQ to AWS directly by leveraging Amazon MQ instead of IBM WebSphere MQ. And this is quite interesting because in this exam, you are definitely going to be asked considering migration and think of the right tool for the right type of migration you want to do it. So that's it for here, this lecture, and very, very simple for Amazon MQ, but hopefully important. I will see you in the next one.